Usually, before I go shaking my tits.
Alright, let's get this done. Energy vampires do exist. Hunting license prices or price doubles. Schoolgirl falls through the ice and survives. Alright, let's see how this all goes. Yeah, budget. Honestly, detectives. Okay, so we need to shift one over. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's give you another one. You got 2 strong, we got 3 strong. So we can actually probably send over Skinner. It should be.
911 in progress. 10 in progress.
Still my gold cigarette case. Somewhere his dirty bum has been riding the bus number 517, spreading his fifth around the rear seats. A woman offered him some money, but he started barking at her and bit her hand several times. Okay. The abduction isn't going so far. Assault. Alex and I were kind of high walking the beach when some guy ran up and hit Alex in the back of the head with his fist. Alex fell down and the man grabbed me by the hair and started yelling that I was worse than a whore for laying down with a dark-skinned man. I tried to escape, but the freak held me tight. Then I saw he was wearing brass knuckles, and a blade flipped out of them and cut my cheek. Pain was really bad. Said something like, "Now everyone will know who you are," saw it with no soul, and then he ran. Blood was covering my face. I saw he was headed towards the parking lot. I didn't see anything. All I remember is a heavy blow in the back of my head, then everything went dark. When I came to, I saw an ambulance and the police were here. Girl's cheek was cut with a small blade. The man was stunned by a powerful blow to the head. Judging from the bruising on the back of the man's head, the assailant struck him with brass knuckles. Around the crime scene were found traces of blood and a baseball. A baseball? Huh. Walking in the park and I saw a small gray-haired man quickly getting into a rusty pickup truck. I noticed him in particular because his arm was covered in blood. I thought he must be really hurt. I wasn't surprised. This beach bars, even in the winter, is a minefield of broken bottles. Okay. Huh. Stripper alleged she has a knife and she seems serious. Okay. I'm in.
911. 210 complete.
Fortunate. So still got $120,000 redos to make. Which is doable.
Looks like we have a situation here.
Pepper's on her knees and standing beside that slow trace take game lady.
710 414 in progress. 411 in progress.
Misbehaving at school. Ain't misbehaving. Same video, some man tie a bunch of bricks to his neck, so no one knows how to swim. Okay. We'll do this. Active slot, officer slot, secret account, party.
In progress.
Husband got into drinking the cheap brandy again and went out with his friends to the whores, complaining the angry eye to Martinez. There's a dozen prostitutes over there, and you cops don't do anything. If you can't clean up the neighborhood, then I'll get my car and smear those bitches on my bumper. Huh?
414 411 complete. 211 in progress. 12 in progress.
Every day I stop at the corner to buy cigarettes. Every time some made up whore with her tits or with their tits out walks over to my car and offers me a little fun. I've called you guys 10 times already. Can you please run these whores off? A lot of whoring going on right now. Vandal has been targeting phone booths, shattering glass and pulling out phones. Pawn shop owner Ernest Irwin called the police, reporting that the vandal or vandals are destroyed at least 4 booths. High school students who are playing soccer after school broke a window in Clara Jenkins' home. The woman flew into her rage's third window this month. I want the police to take action against those bastards. Well, no such luck. Most of the call girls scatter, but one of them is oblivious, just standing in the open car window negotiating with a client. Chase the runaway prostitutes. It's a husband pushing his wheelbarrow around with wife down the stairs. I don't understand why he did it. They seem to be so in love with each other. Send it.
12.
Today we're hosting an important seminar for civil staff and we need to drum up some warm bodies and a cop over there. We'll secure. Yeah, whatever. Can't help you out.
Complete. in progress.
Crazy Arms, an elderly man shot a couple of people who were kissing in the next row. The theater manager called the police and reports that the offender has ordered everyone in the audience to remain seated and demanded that the movie continue. Okay.
Forecasting complete.
Investigation. Okay. On Wheels car dealership. He doesn't like to waste away in the back office, prefers to meet clients and make sales in the showroom. Secretly began work with Varga shortly after he came to town. Then found out about it and decided to make a vivid example of Thomas Wayne in case anybody had any ideas against the family. Okay. Circumstances, two accomplices drove to the Hell on Wheels car dealership in a red emergency vehicle. Person Sand doesn't use weapons, he's a very athletic man. Okay, yeah, so. Something like this. Dragged him to a car. Something like this. Detective died during the investigation. Well, it's no good. Pagan ritual. Detectives. Alright, looking like we aren't going to need any more, so. Do this. And we do have backup as needed, which is nice.
Forecasting complete.
Let's delay the paperwork. Let's delay the paperwork a little bit. Trying to keep aware a man accidentally sets himself on fire. Famous magician Lorenzo Trentino visits Freeburg. Mini earthquake strikes city. Ask me to help out the admin soldier. No. Yes, we'll come tomorrow. Yes, we'll come tomorrow.
In progress.
Controversial artist Drew Bogdanovich got himself drunk and is now staggering down the street naked carrying a revolver. Probably a false alarm, but we'll send people.
in progress.
Okay, okay. So both A and B could use some. No. Assault with a defenseless weapon, slaughterhouse. The manager gave one of the laborers a hard time for being late. The man became furious, grabbed a captive bolt pistol, and started chasing the manager around the slaughterhouse. Okay. Do this. Mr. Boyd, I own a garage here in town. I'd rather not mention the name. Situation is this: one of my clients badly needs a very large amount of high-octane motor fuel. But this gentleman is wanted by the law, and you can't just fill up a whole tanker at a local gas station. I know the police fleet uses the right kind of fuel. I'd like to exchange your supply for an alternative we can give you. It'll suit your cars just fine. You won't have any problems, and you probably won't even notice the difference. Of course, I'll pay you. Do you agree? No.
415 completion. in progress.
A group of slender girls were giggling as they watched a fat middle-aged lady performing pirouettes. She broke down and attacked the foolish girls. The dance studio owner sounded terrified on the phone. I'm afraid she'll break all the mirrors. Jesus. It's messed up. Can't be saying that! Can't say that in current year. Heck, the sewers are overflowing in places. We've lost our handle on the problem and we're literally drowning in shit. So far we managed to isolate the problem to the ghetto. But the pressure on the pipes is building up. Unless you send some men to help with the repairs, the notion of shit will flood Freeburg. This is going to be some dirty work and your men aren't going to like it, but the mayor's office gave us a small fund to cover emergencies. And give them a bonus if you need. The city needs heroes.
212 in progress.
Send them out. Two men with baseball bats came in the arcade room and began smashing all the machines, gambling as Satan's gamer at the men. The cashier thought he saw a revolver on one man's belt. Send them in, I guess.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
Sorry.
412A completion.
Flowers got it.
113A in progress.
Passerby noticed a suspicious black man walking around an expensive car. Wow. Always with the, solid
11
racism.
in progress.
Elderly male couple are complaining about the kids in their neighborhood. 4 times is what they've written the word. Okay, we know it's only kids. How many more times do we have to paint over it?
113A complete.
This black man appears to be Mr. Kelly, owner of the car, who was waiting for his wife.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
212 complete.
Gotta deal with it. Chief, we didn't study at the academy about poking around and shit. Next time somebody else can save the world, I'm going home to wash up, steak repetito.
In progress.
Witnesses complain of a suspicious man in a hoodie who regularly hangs out at the party, appears at night, always in the same place, sells drugs to passerbys. Customers always look as suspicious as the seller. Local high school is enjoying a recent crime spree. Someone needs to go down there and talk about drugs. Okay, well, there you go. Nope.
1111 completion.
An investigation. Rusty pickup truck. Bob Farber, a bakery worker whose wife left him for a black surfer. Davenport. Okay. Never takes breaks, double shift. Just beach every day after work, hoping to track down the man who stole his wife. Send him in. Actually, not yet. Not quite yet. Now. Okay. See what a party does. Roka doesn't need to worry about that. We'll do this. So Davenport if we don't get it. Rusty Shackelford. Solving the case. Okay. So Davenport needs to show up again. Passenger aircraft suffers engine failure, but pilots land safety. Hearing Mayor Rogers pocketed snow machine money. The infestival colors in the suburb. Alright, so we got 1 star for City Hall at least. So we aren't gonna... Presumably we aren't gonna lose people. I started to feel a little dizzy. Can I have the day off? No, unfortunately. Dog's birthday? No. Yes, we'll come tomorrow. Let's get onto Sasha. Yeah. Or onto Nasha. We already did that one. Swan Lake trip.
More testing in progress.
Cannot meet your request at this time for a job slot officer. Okay. Man in a raincoat and mask entered the school and sheathed the sword and started killing anyone that got in his way. The police were called by the headmaster, who barricaded himself in the office. A real nutcase on the loose. They saw him cut down 2 boys and a PE teacher who tried to stop him. Okay. So we need to pick up this guy.
1011B in progress.
Massacre. Terrorism. Mr. Norris spotted an explosion on the street. It was making a sandwich and I saw a deafening roar. It must have been thrown Chaplin found me interesting. So Mr. Norris has made bullshit excuses before. So we're gonna take him a little less seriously, I would say. We'll still maybe deploy, but okay, we are... God, this game. I get the feeling that some of this is just bullshit. Like, it'll randomly decide that, oh, you don't have enough people, so we'll go ahead and trigger this to get you in trouble. Especially right now. Just get that feeling. Just get that feeling.
More testing in progress. B in progress.
He was signed as assistant totally screwed up. He signed a long-term lease for the entire War of Atticus Tower at a loss. Man was obviously not in his right mind. The new tenant is the owner of a beauty salon, a brunette with extraordinary skills, if you know what I mean. I can't evict her. The whole lease was completely legal, so I want you to send your ugliest men to pay her a visit. Let them explain to the young lady that beauty is a fragile thing, and once they're gone, there will be no salon in the world that can help. And I don't need her fucking money. I just want to throw the gunny bitch out on the street. Wow.
1010A in progress.
Man called to say he was sabotaging one of the elevators in the skyscraper. Get ready for some fireworks. I'm going to send some real rich scumbags shooting straight into the air, and then the man hanged up. Okay. Well.
410.
There's no explosion. It's just man's neighbor, Mr. Schwartz, who dropped the power drill on his roof. Yep. Expected. What's up in Asper? Hoping we can finish up this game sooner rather than later. Widow interrupted church services with some scandalous remarks. I was forgot when my husband was stabbed in the doorway of our home for a couple of bucks. Where was he then? Patrice called the police and asked the woman was taken away. She's upsetting the parishioners. Well, where was he? Hello, Mamba. We're hoping to get our people back here. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hot Spot.
911 in progress.
Air Force store. Woman tried a long luxurious fur coat and then suddenly bolted out of the store. Guard was on his dinner break, so the saleswoman called the police.
413 in progress.
Elderly caretaker called the police line begging for help every full moon. A werewolf visits the cemetery at Howl's at the Moon and tries to eat me.
911
New
in
game?
progress.
No. This is the police's, I think it's in 2016. There's a second game in the series that was like 2018 or something. New to me, though. It's my first time clearing the game. Presumably it goes up to 180 days, and I'm on day 162. I don't know for sure if that's the case, but that was kind of the initial conceit of the game, is this is your last 6... Well, originally it was your last 6 months of being the police chief. We don't know for sure if that's going to be the case after this.
210
But
complete.
not much I can do about that one. And some expenses used the latest correction while the cook was distracted. The girl ran out of the store without me. Yeah, I can't do that.
1010A, 911.
Can't help you. Spaceship and robots. Spaceship and robots. Spaceship and robots. Not coming to mind. Although I'm sure, like, the minute that you mentioned a name or more details, I probably would pick up on it. Full moon came out from behind the cloud, showing that it was just a harmless animal, not a... Alright, threatening phone calls. An elderly music teacher complains that she's been getting threatening phone calls at night. Hoarse voice saying that they'll break all my fingers unless I retire. I think it must be one of my students. Yeah, I'm struggling to think. Spaceship and robots. Recently, I've been playing, what's it called? Cryptmaster and, Bullet Magic. But, I'd had robots, but not really spaceships. 3 new frames. Open investigation. What do we got? Yeah, I doubt they got him committed. So... Hey, he doesn't hold them at gunpoint. It said that he physically restrains people. So... Huh. That does work. Maybe he comes outside or something? Yeah. This one's really weird. It's executed.
417 complete.
Davenport did not show up. Despite the fact that I told him to yesterday. Pagan ritual. Officers... Okay. What the fuck is this? Everybody just dies on this investigation? Fuck is this bullshit? Yeah, I tend to put first play as like my first play of stuff. I decided not to in this case. Sometimes I just do a more descriptive thing, like I'm fucking tired, I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming type of thing. Yeah, let's declare dead. Let's delay the paperwork. Let's delay the paperwork. So we don't have enough to replace them, I don't think, anyway. Performance art at the candy factory. Artists defecated into a vat of chocolate. Truckers complained of high transportation checks. Wooden horse Toy Star upgrades. Playground. I was up all... Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. Yeah, come in tomorrow. Get a stripe. Here we given a little gold star, too. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that our detectives are all dead on that case. Of course they are. This seems like the bullshit endgame where everybody dies. Due to lack of federal subsidies, the city treasury can no longer afford expensive prosthetics. Disabled veterans who are not going to be receiving artificial limbs somehow learned of this and have joined with the local journalist to arrange a whole live news show. Whining on TV isn't going to grow anyone new legs. You need to teach people that they'll get no special treatment just because they're disabled. You need to grab someone's crutches and put their nose in the asphalt, and so be it.
In progress.
Okay, Shift B can use some. Okay. About 100 disabled Vitalians are rallying outside at the veterans' home. They have invited journalists to the protest and are urging authorities to consider their position. A man in a Santa Claus suit who was supposed to be part of the evening show drank a lot of alcohol and ran straight into the midst of the festivities and climbed up a giant tree and began to swing. The audience is shouting for the man to come down. The tree is about to fall over right on top of them. While Anna Guzin was walking her chihuahua, she noticed a couple climb onto the public fountain and begin pulling off each other's clothes. I wouldn't be surprised if they start having sex right here, the nerve. This is weird, because it's fucking a frozen lake right now. So I don't think this is going to be accurate, but we'll see what happens. What do we got? Veterinary clinic. Seven armed animal rights activists have raided a pet store, demanding immediate release of all prisoners. Several visitors rushed the exit. In the confusion, someone fired at a fleeing young man who promptly dropped dead. One of the frightened criminals shouted, "Oh god, can't go to prison. Let's waste all these witnesses and get out of here. Fuck the damn dogs and cats." Jeez.
214 complete.
This is a bad idea, but this is what we're gonna do. Okay, well, can't do anything about it.
415 complete.
Account, party. Yeah, not a lot I can do about this. Not a lot I can do about this.
713 in progress.
5-year-old girl went missing during a family barbecue in the countryside. Just looked away for a second and she was gone. Choked the mother of the girl through cheers. Okay. I don't know why you need 3 people to look for a girl that's missing.
In progress.
That's a fight. During the Christmas marathon, a Santa Claus fight broke out involving a stabbing about 4 dozen men in Santa outfits. Okay. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Sir Boyd, a black sheep has crept into my parish. For the second Sunday in a row, these villains dip their unclean fingers into the donations bowl, filled with the generous offerings of our members. My people weren't able to catch the thief in time, so I'm asking for your help. Send to our church your most devout employees. They may guard the sacred chalice of the Lord like eagles. When those eagles sink their claws into the wicked, bring him unto me, and I wish to teach the thief a lesson in the ways of the Old Testament. Girl just decided to play hide and seek, and all this time was hiding under a tarp in the back of her father's pickup truck.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hot Spot.
Well, send them in.
910 in progress.
Our men dressed as superheroes busted into the bank and demanded their bags be filled with cash. 2 guards drew their service weapons and opened fires on the robbers, killing 1 and wounding 2 others. Both guards were then killed. 1 civilian has been wounded. This is such bullshit.
In progress.
This never pays off, but we're gonna check it. Kyrie Beth Foosh reports that a Viking riding a unicorn is trampling the lilies in her flower's bed. He's turning the whole front lawn into a muddy mess. Over here and shoot the bastard. I'm gonna send 2 just because I can, I guess.
In progress.
Some Gant was returning from a party at night and heard a woman's screams. She looked around the corner and saw 2 men tearing off a young woman's clothes. One of them then threw the victim to the ground and pinned her neck with his leg, while the other one pulled off the pants. Okay. A whole $49 reduce. To make society a medication, yeah. A reason to believe that you're seriously exceeded your judicial power. We're calling you in for federal questioning. Yep. Got 1 new frame. Open investigation. Red emergency vehicle. So yeah, it can't be white. Right-hand man. Okay. Open investigation. Alright, so yeah, it was marked with bats. I do remember that. Okay. Almost nobody living here. The owner told this corrector were decorated with bats made of cardboard. Yep. We arrived, got dressed. Okay, so that first. Assembled the machine. Planted the head on top and started to smoke. Okay. Planted the head on top and started to smoke. Everything was going according to plan, but then the machine began to smoke more than usual. Davidson got angry, grabbed his sword, and struck the machine. Okay. So we got the sword. We have a head now, also. What things do we not know of? We don't know of these. This is definitely wrong. This is probably wrong. This is definitely wrong. This is wrong, presumably because they weren't wearing masks. They were wearing the red robes. He didn't use a bat. He used his sword, he said. Arrived, got dressed, assembled the machine, planted the head on top. So we need assembling the machine. And then smoking, I guess. Something like this. And then we need assembling the machine and we need smoking. Presumably. Or perhaps this thing is if explosion, fire, smoke, and we ran away in a panic. So explosion, fire, smoke could be another thing. But we don't have anything here for that.
It's 11 complete.
So, seeing as how we've gotten all the songs done, we're probably going to fire up a YouTube playlist with the music again, like we did for the last couple days. Because this whole no music and no looping music is very ballin'.
He's here.
Well, what are you waiting for? Jack, do you know how I managed to stay mayor for so long?
Oh, yeah, I know. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
No, Jack, it's not that. I've stayed in my position because at the very beginning of my career, I learned an important rule. If someone, anyone, friend or enemy, if they want something bad enough, you can hook them with it.
I know just what you mean.
What does Jack Boyd want? A good pension? Doubtful. $500,000. I think that whole nonsense is a myth. The others might think that you just want a paltry sum of money and you'll walk away. I think, no, I'm sure of it. You want what you've always wanted, to remain the chief of police. And only I can give that to you. You are to lead a special operation against Chaffee. I want your team to come down like a hammer on his stinking restaurant I want you to personally be there and stand in front of the cameras, and I want this fairy shot during his arrest, a dozen bullets at least. I want to see his mutilated body all over the airwaves. I expect a perfectly planned operation, and if you keep me happy, you'll keep your job for another year and a half. I think we have an agreement, huh?
Not a year and a half, Mr. Rogers. For the rest of my life.
You think you can dictate terms, Jack?
Yeah. Because if someone wants something bad enough, you can hook them with it. I think we have an agreement.
Police used force during veterans' protests. Police brutally dispersed disabled veteran protest. Police remind rowdy veterans who was on the front line. Jeez. Alright. So Boyd, what are your thoughts on disabled veterans? My deepest respect. Why did you send the police to the disabled veterans' protests? It's my job. Police must be present at any major rally. Do you think these disabled people presented a threat to the public? Who knows? Protesters are trained military personnel and they've been in hot spots. Just because they were injured doesn't mean they've lost the ability to kill. Support the city's decision to stop purchasing artificial limbs. It's hard to say. We need to see all the facts before commenting on the decision. Did you give the order to suppress by force? Blame City Hall. Received direct order from the mayor. He demanded we use force to disable veterans.
Mr. Boyd, there's some armed men on the floor. Mr. Boyd, there's a lot of them.
I didn't catch that. Say again?
Excuse me, Mr. Boyd. It seems I accidentally frightened your secretary. Ah, they publish these stories in a book? My grandfather read me these stories from the old newspapers whenever I was ill. As a child, I was often ill, several times a year. And you know what, Mr. Boyd? You're no Bobby Flash.
I am aware of that.
No. I mean it as a compliment. You want to clean up all the crime in Freeburg, right?
Or so I dreamed, once upon a time.
Do you know why you failed, Mr. Boyd? Do you know why Bobby Flash always wins? Because when you're surrounded by cartoon criminals, the only way to win is to become a cartoon cop. You're no cartoon, Mr. Boyd. You suffer too much. You have too many doubts, too much fear, too much internal conflict. Maybe that's why the people of this city forgive all your mistakes, because you seem like a real human being. If Bobby Flash made a mistake, we'd never forgive him. From Bobby Flash, we want cold, calculated perfection, and this is why I've decided that I don't mind if you keep your job.
What, have you abandoned your insane plan to storm the city hall?
You think it insane? To solve all my problems in a single stroke, assuming, of course, that we're properly prepared.
Let's say we do burn City Hall to the ground and kill Rogers. What next? You simply walk into the smoke-filled room and take a seat in his smoldering chair?
No, Mr. Boyd. I've been preparing for a year for what happens next. I'll give the prosecutor's office an impressive folder with compromising evidence against Rogers. Information about how he suppressed his political adversaries, finally lost his mind, and plotted to rain blood on the streets of Freeburg. Of course, Troy Starr, faithful City Hall employee that he is, will easily confirm all this. At the same time, my dear Jordan will finally decide to break her silence and tell everyone how that fool Rogers threatened her, forced her to kill all the victims of his sexual violence to ensure their unpleasant stories would never come to light. Of course, everyone will understand that we didn't have time for formal complaints. The night before Mayor Rogers' private security detail would plunge the city into chaos, our valiant police chief Jack Boyd made the difficult decision to arrest the mayor of Freeburg. Unfortunately, Rogers descended into delusion and engaged in a shootout with the police, which ended in his death. We'll have to call an early election to replace the mayor, and of course, it won't be too difficult to win the election fairly.
And then?
You know, Mr. Boyd, most of the facts that I collected in Rogers' file are quite true. Anyone who reads through the mountain of evidence would have no doubt that this man was the most vile person in the world. Murderer, a rapist, thief, racist, sexist. Are you a sexist, Mr. Boyd?
I'm sorry?
Are you a sexist, Mr. Boyd? Or perhaps racist?
I try not to be.
That's it. I as well. Although I have long been known under a revolutionary pseudonym, I myself am no revolutionary. I believe in evolution. I am convinced that a city which offers such broad support for racist gangs, a city where people cheer as feminist protests are suppressed, a city which for decades has tolerated corrupt officials, I say this city has no interest in a mayor who unconditionally stands for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. Not yet. But perhaps they are ready for a mayor who tries to stand for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. At least when the situation allows it. That's why you're so popular, Mr. Boyd. The city is ready for people like you and me, for people who are ready to make compromises. I'm counting on you, Mr. Boyd.
And, when will they be ready?
I beg your pardon?
You said that the city isn't ready for a mayor who stands for freedom, equality, and the rule of law. When will they be ready? Who decides when they're ready?
I'll decide.
Shitty situation all around. We'll go old money. As personally disgusting as the mayor is, at least he's not threatening to become a fucking despot. Municipality responsible for dispersing disabled veterans. Mayor Rogers spits on war heroes. Personal order from Rochester Mayor to disarm the veterans. Okay. We do fire up the playlist. Bob Farber turned out to be a member of a gang known as the Snow Warriors. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. Yep. Marjorie Lump. Doing all your work for you again over the next couple of weeks. My assistants will send you the names of certain people who might have information about Chappie's Filthy Restaurant. If you're going to properly plan our operation to second decisive below, you need to gather as much information as possible. Some of these folks might not like talking, so you might need to send more than 1 or 2 detectives, plus some of them might get the jitters, decide not to share information, or even flee the city. Just do it quickly.
She can shimmy like Cecily Gay. She's a dancing queen. Fit for a king. Swing sweet ginger green.
Okay.
Test in progress.
Detectives. Okay. We need to... Okay, Beasley, Goose, Johnson.
911 in progress.
Shopkeeper was just a naked older woman just ran past the store. She was barefoot with long gray hair. She looks outside her shop completely naked except for a blanket thrown over her shoulders. When I offered to help, the old woman just cursed and went on her way. Huh. Let's do this. Tyree Hilda Hinges report that several school children are running around the street, turning over trash cans. Send someone quick. Teach these little assholes a lesson. Merman said that a homeless man snuck into the kitchen and ate most of everything there was, including powdered sugar. I locked him in there. Come take this asshole to the station.
She's just a dancing queen. Fit for a king. Swing sweet ginger, swing sweet ginger green.
Marjorie Lump is a member of a race gang and unemployed. She tried to get a job as a shop assistant at the Robert Crane store, but she didn't make the cut. Alright, we'll get back to that in a sec.
Test complete.
Gers.
911 complete.
Okay, we need to figure out what the hell is exactly happening here. Okay. So they're saying I can only send Beasley, Foose, Vickers, Johnson, Carson. Beasley, Foose, Vickers, Johnson, Carlson.
214 complete.
Assault. 12 positions are marked on the location where you'll need to place your available forces. Some of these points are poorly protected and are suitable for an assault, while others stand up to a tank. To figure out which spots are the weakest, interrogate people and gather information. You can send up to 3 fighters to each point based on what they're good at and the information you've been able to collect. An experienced commander who coordinates the operation usually heads a small group during the assault. Armored vehicle. In addition to your fighters, you also have armored personnel carrier. It can help break through the most protected areas of the enemy position. Be careful where you use it. The department only has one of them. Okay. I'll say that the wooded hill in front of the store is a haven for sick bastards and perverts. Employees are always complaining that someone's watching them. Actually, I've had the same feeling myself a few times. I've always chalked up to exaggeration and superstition. But then one of our drivers started seeing weird people with binoculars in the forest. He says that they're sitting there for hours watching. I don't know what they're up to, but they have a complete view of the area. They can even see into the locker room. Good hill in front of the store. Ralph Fingal approached a girl to ask her directions. She took him for a client who wanted to buy cocaine. I'm up for anything in life, but never drugs. My mother would never even let me try wine. Alright. Your friends got drunk and decided to play a game of darts using knives. One of the guys missed and injured a young female. High school student is selling guns in the school bathroom. A brat brought a whole backpack full. Miss Brooks says that her neighbors are growing marijuana. They're not even hiding it. They're growing these evil bushes right in the window. I'm guessing it's not actually marijuana. Girlfriends are planning another party, and this time we want something really special. I'd be really grateful if you chose some of your more well-bit, sexually uninhibited employees to take care of the rest. In case that wasn't clear enough, we'll be asked to perform a striptease. I'm tired of clowns that the escort agency keeps sending us. The knife is still stuck in the girl's side and the wound is bleeding. There's a menacing crowd gathering around the man who threw the knife. Throw the knife out of the girl's body and throw it at the man. It's, some great plans. And jumps up on the bar and runs for the exit. Still really don't think this is going to be it. The bathroom is still empty, but one of the booths is closed, and there's some clattering coming from inside. Where the booth swings open, out flies a guy wearing a backpack, 2 guns in his hand. He starts shoots wildly into the wall. Guns up him up all over. Roka, Justin Hatton, go shake your ass for some old women. An informant says 3 men were traveling together and they've come to the city to sell some stolen diamonds. The jewels are hidden up the ass. What are the women? We'll hold off on this until we get some lower ranked people.
1111.
Accidentally put on her husband's glasses and mistook an ordinary flower pot for a marijuana plant. Yep. Expected. Expected. Thought, boss, if we wanted to shake our asses pole dancing, we wouldn't have spent so much time at the academy. Though Hatton really loved it, especially the one we called Granny. She really took him under her wing. I don't think he'll be coming back to work anytime soon. Alright. City's garbage collection crews drank sour milk at a company gathering and have been able to work for several days. Meanwhile, the streets turned into a jump. Emergency services are jammed up and people are calling for help. Alright. Well. Get out there. Range men yelled into the phone, complaining about a neighbor who is making such a racket in the next house that he can't sleep. The degenerate turned up his speakers to the max again and started rapping. His whole house is shaking. Just remember to be careful with them. The fool thinks he's some kind of gangster, so he bought himself several guns, which he always brings out whenever anyone tries to go talk to him. He doesn't have any sense, so he might start shooting. Okay. Watch out, we got a badass over here. Marjorie Lump is a member of a race gang and unemployed. Tried to get a job as a shop assistant at the Robert Crane store, but she couldn't make the cut. Angela Peterson is a dark-skinned art school student. Dreamed of becoming a fashion designer, she always wore sunglasses. Okay, so we got sunglasses. Victim suffered serious bruising on her stomach, possibly from a fist or knee. Death was caused by suffocation, but there was no bruising around the victim's neck, so bag. Well, this is a weird one. Oh, never mind. That's a belt, and that's her hair. It's kind of hard to see. Camera outside the Robert Crane store recorded Angela Peterson exiting the store. As she passed the alley, a woman dragged her in by force. Yeah. Some broken glass, a piece of a brick, and torch garbage bag were found next to the victim's body. Maybe that is a... No, that seems like a choking implement. We'll do this just in case. That seemed like a choking implement. No new frames for the pagan ritual. I always used to keep the barn door open. The breeze was good for the animals, but one night a couple drunk laborers wandered in and dug a hole under one of the walls looking for treasure, they said. After that, my cows didn't like outsiders so much, so I started closing the door and hanging a lock on the latch. Only me and Mr. Chappie had the keys, no more drunken fools are going to mess around in there. Okay. So the barn door is locked. Should be 11. Yeah, okay. Drug laboratories explode in suburbs. Holiday festivities block city centers. ATM thefts plague city. Pipes busted. Nope. Okay. Playground makes sense for early in the day, right? Okay.
410A in progress.
Our personnel look like pretty okay, to be honest. We'll just do one for A and one for B. The ambulance brought a man suffering from a gunshot wound in the stomach. The ambulance was full of a SUV, from which two armed men exited, wearing black suits. The ambulance driver saw them and phoned the police. They're finishing the job. Experienced construction worker. So, yeah, we can't get 4 people. Why do we have so few?
I was on that train at 5:02. They threw me off at 5:06. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train.
Deduction.
This train don't carry no gamblers.
Mr. Boyd, we threw a great party for our retiring accountant, Marcel Piatek. Part of the surprise is a big cake with a stripper inside. We had fun and drank lots of drinks. But when we brought the cake into the room, the stripper didn't pop out. The girl was lying inside, showing no signs of life. It is unclear whether she asphyxiated, overdosed, or just died of natural causes. We didn't call an ambulance. She was way beyond help. But the party could still be saved. Could you please send a couple of your men? They can quietly carry the body out of the building. We didn't tell Marcel that she was dead, only that she felt ill and lost consciousness. Our accountant is a cute little elderly man, and his heart could give way. Hit him with minutes. Yes, yes, train, gambling. It's the music that you wag your finger to. Hello, Ark.
I was trying to raise 10-1,
sorry. Please don't die. Okay. This train don't carry no gamblers. Night ramblers. Jeanette Allen, a nun, said that she and her wards from Sunday school came to a tour of Freiburg, but as they were pursuing their cultural activities, they came upon a shocking sight. There were 6 men and 2 women exposing themselves right there in the park. They started caressing each other, kissing, and commit other shameful acts. An elderly lady who was walking by fell down dead upon seeing the horrifying display, of course. She's now in a better world, but what about the children?
of Fred. Again came the conductor.
Nice.
Again I was cut off. He said, Al, I don't know where you got on, but I can tell you where you get off. Well, this train don't carry no gamblers.
I mean, if he's dead, how can I investigate him?
This train don't carry no gamblers. This train
I imagine this won't work.
don't carry no gamblers.
Because he's already dead. We can't bring him in if he's dead.
This train don't carry no gamblers.
410A in progress. 711.
Don't make no sense! Older man looking out his window saw a woman covered in blood sitting on the pavement near the Lucky Colors shop. Is probably gonna be fake. Sarah Bittner saw two of her neighbors and another 8 of her friends grab a man in a Santa Claus suit right in the corner of the floor. They tied him up and dragged him into the apartment. They were obviously on some kind of drugs, and they were pointing pistols at Santa. After that, I heard them singing Christmas songs and dancing around, and Santa was screaming and crying for help. Okay. Very unwell. She's nauseous and dizzy. Send a squad car by to take her home. Girl's life is not in danger. She accidentally knocked over a can of red paint while she was picking out colors. Christopher G. Sand is the head of the Sand Mafia family. In a role he plays as grandson of the founder. He kills people in exceptional cases, and Thomas Wayne's case is exceptional. Owner of Helen Weiss car dealership, which helped Varga in the war against Sand. He was kidnapped by Orson Sand and his accomplices. They brought Wayne to the ranch in an ambulance, stripped him naked and sat him next to the aviary beside the hunting dogs. There he waited for the arrival of Christopher Sand. Christopher G. Sand wanted to hear an explanation why, after so many years of mutually beneficial cooperation, Timothy Wayne would choose to stab him in the back and get into bed with Vicus Varga. In response, Timothy Wayne spat in Christopher G. Sand's face. Seasoned hunter and prefers hunting rifles, but in the case of he used a shotgun, he shot him in the stomach, so he could suffer a little before he died. The bleeding body of Timothy Wayne was thrown into the kennel where the hungry hunting dogs. I want to wrap this one up as soon as possible. So we're almost done with this one.
Looks like we have a situation here.
At first they can't hear the knocking because of all the noise. Finally everything calms down inside and a stoned voice from behind the door asks who's there. Santa's helpers. Apartment falls into turmoil and some of the suspects begin to climb out the window. The apartment is on the 6th floor. Ask Santa to get you a raise for Christmas.
711. In progress.
Massive fight. Big fight. Gypsy camp is settled on the outskirts of the city, and the local skinheads are outraged. 2 dozen other thugs armed with metal pipes attack the gypsies, many of whom are women and children. Hurry, they're beating everyone. Even the children, shouted one witness over the phone. Okay. Foxman. He's good for a massive fight. Look at that mustache. Ready to raise some lumps.
progress.
Careful young man with a guitar started bawling philosophical songs under the window of his house. People were throwing garbage at him, but he kept singing something about if newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on Earth. My neighbor grabbed a gun and went to confront him, and I'm afraid it's not going to end well. Reasonable reaction. Offender escaped from a massive fight with that much police, whatever. Detective died. This pagan ritual thing is getting kind of ridiculous, how many people are dying in it. 3 new frames. Open investigation. He was in a cage, not out, so that's a little weird. Tow trucks flooded with calls, unable to keep up. City stray dog population increases. Senior citizen teaches street robber a lesson. Okay, we can get Vickers Carson. Yeah, Vickers and Carson. Okay, Boos and Beasley. So both Boos and Beasley are both already occupied. Yeah, can't do anything about that right now. I'll have to hold off on that for just a moment. A little moment.
1111 in progress.
So now we're kind of lacking detectives. It's the major issue we're running into here. Mr. Bukovsky complains of a strange smell and smoke that regularly comes from our neighbor's table. I don't know what they're cooking in there, but it's obviously some illegal shit. Somehow I don't think it will be, but... It was like this. Me and the guys always got our hands on some booze one way or another. It was me, Max, and Tula, the old manager. Tula, when he drinks, he gets pretty wild. One night, he said Chappie, the big boss, hid his father's gold in the barn. think he buried it under one of the walls. He's just storing it there while the price of gold keeps rising. So we drank some more, and me and Max couldn't stop thinking about it. Eventually we got a shovel, went to the barn at night, and dug a real tunnel under the wall, right where Tula told us. Long story short, we didn't find any gold. Guards came in and splatted us right in the bullshit. Max and me were going to break Tula's face for it, but he already got fired for something else. We're trying to weaken the wall so much, it even collapsed a little bit. Gold in the barn. That near the wall? Yeah, one of the walls. Okay. So 12, I guess. Some Christophers didn't leave a tip for the waiter, and he became furious. He grabbed a fork, caught up with them at the exit, and threatened to stick a fork in the fuckers' throats. Tip your waiters, kids. Especially if they're gonna fucking kill you. Found that heron. The main hospital is reported a stolen ambulance. Some guy with a gun stepped into the road right in front of an ambulance, pulled the driver over, and drove off. Okay. Weapon involved. Do that. The waiter is waving a fork around, threatening a frightened old woman and her grandson. Pepper spray. It's not impossible to kill somebody with a fork, but it's actually harder than you might think. So, danger relatively minimal there. Meldomoto complained of a suspicious man sitting with his camera in the bushes. Photographing the chillins, are ya? Heck, I just wrote a new hit and I need some cops on backing vocals. Looking for your most brutal guys, I'll throw you some cash. You can drink whatever they want. Want it to be 100% natural, you feel me? Here's two white guys. Sure, they'll keep it 100 for you. They'll hit you with the fucking Andy Griffith flow. Hey, thank you. We had a great time. I drank so much that I wore that track out. MC Drum said McDonald has some cool vibes. Decided to record a whole album with them. We won't be seeing him at work anymore, only on stage. Old white guy got flow, I guess. crowd of people from the Church of Satan gathered around the core monument, splashed black paint all over it, and proclaimed it a symbol of Lucifer's fertility.
In progress.
City Hall received a threat that armed men are coming to storm the building and kill everyone inside. We get these threats several times a month, so we're pretty used to this, but send a couple of cops down to keep peace and keep an eye on visitors. Alright. Video store owner reports that several teenagers came into his shop, discreetly hid some action movies in their t-shirts and shorts, and then quietly moved towards the exit. He ran after them and caught one of the offenders, with the rest scattered. Come collect this thief. Jerk is already in tears and ready to turn all of his friends into. Yeah, she always wears sunglasses, so that's mentioned. Let's see. Bruising on her stomach. Yeah, it's just... So she didn't get hit in the face with the brick. And she got pulled into the alley. She didn't walk into the alley. So nothing new that's useful. This is getting ridiculous. Especially with how much resources I've thrown at the pagan ritual. And we have one of our better detectives on it. Okay, actually, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna assume that part of this is just because they're not on the same shift like before. So here's what we're gonna do. Do that. Detectives. Okay. Detectives. Because I feel like we were getting better success when that was the case. Affairs. Police station. Okay. Where's my pencil? There it is. Okay, we have... First of all, we have 5 on each, right? Okay, yeah, so... East, Boost... Vic... Johnson, Carson. Okay. Okay, Booze and Johnson, or Bees and Johnson. Boost, Vic, Cars. Okay, Vic and Cars are being deployed. Okay. Yeah, you guys are playing poker tonight. Want to join in on a game? Sure. How much will you take with you? No idea if that did anything, but it really doesn't matter at this point, I feel like. Okay, I'm not going to deal with this right now. Oh. You actually play. Kind of. Sort of. Weird. I know that this isn't a winning hand, but I'm kind of curious on some stuff. Kind of a mishmash of stuff here. Yeah. Kind of a mishmash there. Deuce 7. This is a death hand, pretty much. Fold. It's like they're on suit, but like Deuce 7 is like your prototypical bad hand. We would have flushed there, but we also would have lost, I think. This is another prototypical bad hand. Like, if you were giving examples of bad hands in poker, look like that. $9-8, check. $100. Let's see some cards. Okay. Not fantastic. Let's see how much other people want to see cards. I'll call 100 to see some cards. Six, 9. The most nothing. Raise 900. Sure. What? So he raises 900 and then he immediately folds. It's like, see the fucking cards, man. Like, what are you even doing here? Odd. Okay. So this feels like not the best programmed poker game. Maybe on purpose, but like some very, very obvious things, it feels like, to even somebody who doesn't play poker a lot like me. Sure. What's up, Citadel? So this is a dangerous hand. I see. Prototypical bad hand. Could I have checked? Yes, but I don't care. I'm trying to move through this a little quicker. It's weird that this is showing up at the very end of the game. Let's put it that way. What an odd game. Awkward. Two six. Again, typical bad hand. Buy-ins 200? Sure. I'll throw 200 at the random chance that we get a blowout here. Flush. This is quite the hand to play on. All ins. What? I didn't even get to play. What? What? I'm so confused. Alright. A whole lot of nothing. I mean, literally just throwing 100. Yeah, whatever. is a very awkward hand. Whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well.
Warm rain beats down in waves on pavement. The wind sings its prose while I'm waiting for the cold to reach my bone. And you appeared in the night, just a shadow, barely inside. Why didn't
So if they have a 4.
that no good be born of loving you?
So if he has a 4 and ace.
Still no good.
Fuck it.
It's been born of loving you.
Damn.
I was crooked, I was mean, all for you. But now it seems all for nothing. I've got nothing but cold in my bones. And you disappeared in the night, just as you came. Why didn't I know back on that day then that no good be born of loving you? And still no good's been born of loving you.
Not even worth the bluff. Most ridiculous nothing's happening here. weird setup. Cheap viewers, you say? Boy, I can't wait to ban you. Man, these must... This AI is either, like, really, really not great, or these are the least action hands that have ever actioned a hand. Okay. Kind of some dangerous hands here as well. Yeah, the game seems to have a real trouble if you just are play really, really passive, it feels like. At 5? Sure. Does he have the flush? Yeah, this AI seems to have a real problem with passive play. That's my only conclusion from what I'm seeing here. Although this is taking a lot longer than I would want to, so I might just quit out. This is gonna be how it's gonna go. Well, that made that a lot more dangerous. Well, we're in. See if we get blown out. Whatever, he can take his 100. Do this. Fine. Take 100. Whatever. Oh, we are not getting the best gas going into this. I see. No flushes, no real straights. All I noticed these are some super awkward hands and rivers. Absolutely booty blasted him. Very aggressive at the start, surprisingly. Sure. Such an awkward amount of stuff. We aren't really making any headway here. Certainly not with hands like these. This is never gonna end. Damn. Blowouts. Fucking 2/8. Okay. 2/9 also not good. literally on board a straight. What a weird situation. How does this even work? Yeah, like... Yeah, it seems like if you kind of aggressively go off of your first two cards, they're not really sure what to do. Ooh. Let's see what he does here. Okay. Well, this is awkward. Okay. We're back in there, baby. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he has it. Guess we'll find out. Do we get blown out again? Damn. Get blown out again. 3. A lot of 2 7s. The slowest push. By the way, had I gone under 10 and lost that one hand, I would have split out. But because I can't lose too much here, or else I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the 500. I still might not make the 500. And that's kind of why I'm trying to stick with this also, because this will give me a solid buffer to get into the 500. I mean, that's always a concern, but whatevers, you know? Like, we're just not really moving off of this. And we're losing on the big hands, is the other problem. And I guess we find out if he has the other queen, right? Will never end. Everyone slow roll one another. All that effort on the last hand, just get it back on the draw. Interesting. Okay. Really? Man, super risk averse. Does that mean I could do stuff like this? Yeah, so like, the CPU, at least for this particular guy, seems super risk-averse. So I was thinking it was because I was hitting a threshold at 300 or something, but even pitching at 100 seems weird. Just no headway being made at all on this. Suspiciously high bet. I guess we'll find out. Yep. All right. Well, we're done. Not enough beds in animal shelter. Sawdog house quarantined. Mad cow scare. Research. Children learn bad, or the bad more easily than the good. Hmm. Man with the pump action shotgun and large tiny knife entered the offices of Trustberg Insurance. He sat in the corner and demanded they call the police. So dear, we are insured for this, whispered the company's director over the phone. That psycho injures someone, though doctor's bills will bankrupt us. Mole Bowling King. Bearded man in a white tunic walked into the church, introduced himself to Jesus Christ, and then lifted up his clothes and waved his cock around in front of everyone, laughing wildly. An elderly priest asked the man to leave, but he just dashed away and started vandalizing the place. Father Bernard Jacques tried to determine if the man was possessed, but didn't get very far. Priest is a quite weak heart, and apparently the situation was too much for him. He's now laying on the ground and doesn't seem to be breathing. Meanwhile, the half-naked man is still in a frenzy. Put the fear of God into him, Foxsmith.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Crossblock.
Worked here for 10 years until I was fired for picking up a little extra meat from the freezer. They only would have given it to the dogs. Over the years, I've seen a lot going on there, but the strangest thing of all is the underground passage that leads from the open shed to the owner's house. Why do you need it? Does the owner think he's some kind of Nazi general, always ready to flee his bunker for Argentina? Quite a narrow passage, only one person can squeeze through at a time. Its defenses aren't very strong. A capable person could easily take the whole thing down, push their way into the house. Okay. Open shed to the owner's house.
You'll have to run me down.
What's the open shed? Maybe that? 3?
I'm Alabama bound. Alabama bound. I followed you round from town to town. I'm Alabama bound. Don't
Planting at A. B8? there's no open shed over here. The picture. The only thing I was thinking of, because these are indicating the walls. The only thing that makes... So, like, this doesn't strike me as a shed, though, and this is the entrance to the bar. At least that's what it was seeming to indicate. Okay. I'm gonna guess that's what they're talking about. Several jobs at the slaughterhouse. The worst place to work was the second floor of the restaurant. It's really cramped up there. One guy can get around alright, but two people just get in each other's way, so we split up and painted different areas of the buildings. Going that way, although it was kind of fun to stare at the important guys through the window. We're always counting big stacks of money and locking in the safe. Okay, there's our other sniper position. Okay, so it's 7-6 or... Second floor of the restaurant. Okay, so... Neither of these are overlooking anything. I guess I'll have to assume it's 6. I'll have to assume it's 6. Aktarov complains that the fire department refused to call when his house burned. I called him 6 times. The person who answered the phone just mumbled, and then some nasty guy got on the line and said, "Go back to your house and burn." I recently got engaged to the ex-wife of the fire department, Captain Michael Botti, and he's trying to get her back. I know this must have happened because he's trying to take revenge. I bet he set the fire himself and arranged everything. Definitely what happened.
Warm rain beats down in rain.
Oof.
Some pavement.
That's no good.
Wind sings its prose while I'm waiting for the call to reach my boat.
Or 12A in progress.
Appeared in the night, just a shadow.
Well,
Barely inside.
back my friend the mayor's office slashed our budget again. We've had to hire 5 guards. Now we've got new problem in the kitchens. Excuse me. The prisoners are revolting over the food quality. I could call some of your cops to informally serve as guards. It could come in very handy. The prisoners start to riot again, and word of it goes beyond the walls of my prison, my career is over. My senior guards will teach your boys a few tricks. This experience will certainly be useful in their future service to the city. Said she was accosted by someone right in the middle of the mall. Was approached by a strangely just man who offered me to do something special for tea. 2 cars got into a minor accident. Drivers got out to investigate. After a long verbal altercation, one man grabbed a tire iron and smashed the other man's skull, and then rushed to his victim's car, where his frightened woman and 2 children were sitting. Started trying to force his way inside. Strange man at the mall turned out to be a promoter for the new blue velvet cookie, which causes stomach distress. That's my understanding from earlier. Some Eastern European women are being brought into a cargo container.
got nothing but cold in my bones.
In progress.
And you
A few big guys found a bum on the street and beating his arms and legs while laughing. Oh god, one of them just got a gun from his belt and he's shoving it in the homeless man's face.
you came. Why didn't I know back on that day then that no good be born of loving you? And still no good's been born of loving you.
Control in progress.
3 new frames. Open investigation.
I was trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Softball.
Yes, yes. Respectable Christians. We gotcha. Christian values. We don't have enough police to hire out, so there's no reason to rush their paperwork, really. Escaped prisoner hid an empty house, posed as a realtor. Rogers is responsible for PD breakdown. Huge fish washed the store. Oh, City Hall mad at me. Who would have thought? Yes, yes, very angry. Mr. and Mr. Collins recently divorced for selling their house. While the agent was showing their home to potential buyers, the couple began quarreling over nothing and started throwing utensils at each other. The fight escalated and the realtor called the police. Carson Johnson Vickers. Carson Johnson Vickers. Goose. Custis O'Connor, a high school student, came to school with 2 pistols and a shotgun. He went to the class when the bell rang, locked the door, and fired 2 shots into the ceiling. The school's principal told the police that Mr. O'Connor had problems with the Spears. They regularly abused him and made fun of him, and the Spirits is his name. Augustus is a very clever and mild boy, and he was making tremendous progress in his studies. Well, too bad he's a psycho. Who's Vic John Carson? Richard Boy is reporting that a neighbor poisoned his mother. He came over and poured something into her glass. Now she's not moving and I can't wake her up. Thief. Spent 2 years in prison for attempted robbery at the Chaffee house. I'm done with crime and I'm thankful for my time in prison. That's where I found Jesus and where he changed my life. 3 years ago, I was looking for easy money and someone told me some days they were keeping a lot of cash at the Chaffee house. All I needed to do was knock out the old one-eyed guard with a shocker. Both the entrances to the restaurant were wide open. They didn't keep anything valuable on the ground floor. I went up to the second and made my way to the safe. When I tried to open it, everything went black. I woke up in the detention center. That wasn't one-eyed grandfather. Okay, so there's potentially people on the second floor. So we'll do that. To avoid any execution of my duties, I have to spend a lot of time on the road. I prefer to do it in comfort. To this end, the congregation purchased for the church a few lovely Jeeps, white as an angel's wings. We made an agreement with the garage next door that they will service our vehicles as necessary. However, after routine oil changes, one of our Jeeps started having chronic engine problems. Here, one of the mechanics in the workshop is a vile saboteur. I request that you send your people, and with the help of the hydraulic press, explain to everyone present that Satan himself and not with impunity put a rod through the wheels of the Lord's servants. Praise Jesus. Whether it simply drank more than her share of alcohol, it was just a hellish hangover, nothing like that.
214 in progress.
Mrs. Cronkite was visiting the park with her granddaughter and witnessing a disgusting sight. A crowd of naked people were fucking right in the middle of our beloved port. Lord Jesus, they'll never be able to sit on those benches again. Other witnesses reported inciting a group of Swedish activists from the FFF movement. Fuck forests. They organized public sex acts to draw attention to the problems of deforestation and the disappearance of jungle ecosystems. Sure. A very unlikely story.
1112 in progress.
Yeah.
214 complete.
Robert reports the container is coming to the rail station filled with girls who are being sold as sex slaves.
1210 in progress.
Packages under armed guard. Okay. Reported seeing a strange man in the street who followed her all the way home. I barely had time to shut the entryway door, but he's still standing out front. I can see him through my window. God, and he wants you to send 6 fucking people. This is such a scam. Seeing the police, most of the guards lay down their arms and surrender, but one of them opens fire and ducks inside a rail car where the prisoners are probably being held hostage. No kept man snatched an elderly woman's bag and tried to escape, but she was able to catch up with them. The man then pulled out a gun, shot the woman in the stomach, then hid inside an abandoned house. Punk's still in there, and here's a wino outside, tearing his shirt and saying that he'll throttle the man with his bare hands.
1210 complete.
Strange man was just a new tenant of the apartments. He's just a harmless programmer who forgot his keys. Started by rumors of layoffs, hundreds of workers gathered in front of Atticus Tower. Then someone threw some glass bottles from the building onto the crowd, and a real massacre erupted. These people are fighting to the death, according to one eyewitness. Many of them aren't just carrying clubs, but pistols too. Okay. An investigation. A dozen men armed with clubs and knives have stormed the restaurant and are smashing everything up. They're also targeting any civilians who get in their way. According to the manager who put in the call to police, the attackers seem to be searching for something. Well, time for a bunch of cops to die. In the crowd, a man with a broken skull is aiming a pistol at the back of a brawling woman. Someone is throwing more bottles and other debris from one of the building's windows. The crowd is furious. Yeah, so that would be anachronistic for this game for sure. Moonlight Soccer Stadium hosts regional athletics tournament. City medical director, tuberculosis epidemic, Martin Freeberg, Bigfoot athletic shoes shop, Stips Corp match.
Jack Boyd, Freeburg Police Chief.
Jack, it's me. I'm so glad you're alive. Jack, look, I wanted to... Well, the situation is Laura left, Jack. She went out of town and she's not coming back. She said she didn't want to see the children. She says she doesn't want to hurt them. Well, I just thought that you needed to know.
It doesn't matter. It's too late. But thank you for calling, Mrs. Markham.
Look, Jack, I can't let things drop like that. I swear, I didn't have anything to do with that terrible attack. That day, Laura came to the restaurant, waited for you about an hour, and I was with her the whole time. You do believe me, right, Jack?
Frankly, I don't care, Mrs. Markham. I really don't. Take care of yourself.
Time for City Hall to be pissed again. Oh, not pissed enough, I guess. Okay. So. Mole, Bowling, Kang, Budinsky, okay. Former guard at it, retired captain of the Danish Special Forces. Mr. Vordiv came to pick up his son, who's having trouble learning how to tie a shoelace. The father became hysterical and started slapping the boy's face. You idiot, look at you, you can't even tie your shoes. Children are stupid. Man was eating a burger at the cafe, started waving his hands in the air, gasping for breath, and fell to the floor dead. One of the diners yelled, "Heard 1,000 times about washed-up sociopath that he likes putting rat poison in the food." That's not what happened. Pale man entered the store, stopped in front of the shelves in the meat section, stood for a long time considering the display. He started shaking his head violently and fell to the ground. He was still conscious, so the clerk ran up and helped him to his feet. The man grew even more pale, then bared his teeth and bellowed wildly like there was some kind of wild animal inside of him. He then buried his teeth in the clerk's neck. It was a vicious attack as the man tore a big chunk of flesh from the clerk's throat. Swear to God, it seemed like he grew twice his size, said the Indian man who called in the report. He then cried and said desperately, "This guy's some kind of alien." The guy choked. That's what happened here. Victim wasn't poisoned, he simply wasn't paying attention and ordered a burger that was prepared with peanuts, which caused a terrible allergic reaction. Yep. Anyone ever... Okay, yeah, we can't do that. No. Actually, I think we're gonna call it. That just took all of my desire to want to keep going on this, that we spent too much time on that. So I guess we get another day of this. You ever think about that sometimes, though? How shitty it would be to just discover that you were violently allergic to something randomly? Something to think about.